Joining me right now with more, American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schlapp. Matt, good to see you.
Trish, great to be with you.
Do you think that some members of the left and perhaps some members of the mainstream media that really are left, are they getting nervous? Is that what is motivating attacks like that one we just saw on Kanye?
Yeah, I actually do think they're getting nervous for two reasons. Number one, they're all part of this effort to say that Donald Trump is not a legitimate president, and that you saw with Brian Stelter there that he is kind of like the liar in chief. I think what the left is trying to do is own the truth. They want to determine when someone's telling the truth or not telling the truth. And the problem CNN has is they've chucked that reputation with their sharp move to the left and all this editorializing in substitution for the real news. There was a time when CNN, you could turn it on, you could get the left, and you could get the right, and you could get just like the straight reporting. They no longer have that reputation. They no longer get to determine for most viewers what truth is.
They might have to change that tagline one of these days, most trusted name in news. I mean, look, I'm just, as an economic reporter, as a business reporter, I look at what's been happening in our economy and the number of people that are going back to work. And I look at the president taking on China in a pretty meaningful way that previous presidents were kind of afraid to do, frankly, or maybe they just didn't feel like it. But nobody was out there really pushing these economic issues and the policy to the extent that he is. If you actually have economic success, does that make identity politics less relevant, Matt?
I hope it does, Trish. I mean, what the left is trying to do is divide us so that they can get political power. And a divided America is really not what this is all about. I mean, we want everybody to prosper with these economic policies that are in place. And even when President Obama was the president, I didn't like his policies, but I wanted America to be strong and Americans to be prosperous. So we've got to get back to this idea that there are certain fundamental truths that grow an economy. And that's what we're seeing with these Trump policies. Even if you don't like him, you can't deny that it works.
Yeah. No, it's working. And I think the proof is in the numbers. 4.2% GDP growth. Certainly
That's
better
right.
than some of those other quarters we've seen.
And by the way, everyone
at
CNN is benefiting from that 4.2% growth. The stock market, real wages are going up. I mean, everybody is benefiting, even if they're a hater and a loser, as the president would say.
Hey, with that in mind, how are you going to get people out to midterms if things are so good, right? If your base is saying, hey, you know, things are good for the economy, we got Judge Kavanaugh on the court, are they going to be as motivated to go out and vote right now?
It's a great question. And I'd say the number one reason why Trump voters, conservative voters, and Republican voters, where there's not a perfect overlap between those three, the number one reason why I'm feeling more and more encouraged about the midterms is the radicalism of the Democratic Party and the hard left, with all these mobs and riots and getting in all the faces of Trump supporters, you know, trying to tear down the doors of the Supreme Court. This Antifa mob mentality is not consistent with the American ideal of our democracy. And I think the voters are going to reject it, Trish, and that's one of the reasons I think we're going to do very well on election night.
Matt Schlapp, it's good to see you. Thank you so much.